guys, it's Carly here for MFT. Today I want to share with you a clean and simple card that uses one of my favorite design tricks. So I'm starting by creating some circle windows in this piece of cardstock. I really wanted them to be stitched, and believe it or not, I do not have the inside and out stitched circle stacks, which I will be ordering ASAP. So I found the stitched circle shaker window die, and then I also found in Blueprints 30 there's another stitched circle. So I'm using those, and I'm just going to tack them down with a little bit of low-tack tape and send it through my die cut machine. So then I'm going to die cut the small circle again. First, I'm going to monkey around a little bit and see if I can fit the sentiment I'm thinking of using on there. I can't. It doesn't work out. You'll see I end up running it through my die cut machine without it. And then that gives me this. And this is the design trick I was talking about, a visual triangle. Now, I don't have a background in design, but basically, you're just creating a layout where you imagine an invisible triangle connects your elements. It's an easy way to design a card that is pleasing to the eye and fun. And now that I've got my card panel with my triangle of circle windows, I can use that to help me design the rest of my card. So I'm going to pop that in my MISTI along with another piece of cardstock and then use it as a guide for placing my stamps from the right on track set. But before I commit to stamping that, I am going to do a little test run. So I've got a piece of acetate that I keep in my MISTI. I'm going to put it on top of both panels. So I've got the blank panel and the circle window panel. Then I'm going to ink up the stamp and stamp it down. So that gives me an idea of what it's going to look like. Now, if I don't like it, I can clean everything off and move my stamps around, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I did not like where that sentiment ended up. And then I can give it another test. So after that second test, I was happy. So then I'm cleaning off that acetate, getting it out of the way, also getting the circle window panel out of the way because I don't want to accidentally stamp on it and ruin it. Then I can just ink up the stamps, stamp them again onto that plain cardstock panel. I'm using that circle window panel again to help me place the record stamps in the other two smaller windows. And I want some of those music notes in there, so I'm using the music note stamps, but I'm not actually going to stamp them right now. So after I get everything positioned, I'm going to take them off my MISTI lid and not stamp them right now, just because I'm going to do a little bit of Copic coloring, and they probably wouldn't bleed, but just in case, I'm going to stamp the music notes after the fact. After stamping all the records, I'm going to start coloring. So I've still got my circle window panel on the side there. I'm going to use it to make sure I'm colored enough of each background circle. And then I've just got a Copic marker, one of my favorite colors ever, BG11, and I'm going to color the background. So I'm coloring around the records, I'm going to color around the critter, and periodically I'm going to grab that circle panel, place it over, and make sure I've got enough color in my circle. And just a little something to note. You know how I said I wasn't going to stamp the music notes yet because I was afraid they might bleed? I probably should have waited on the sentiment too. It did bleed just the tiniest bit because I was being really heavy-handed with my BG11 marker. And you can't really see it in the finished product, but it would have looked a little bit cleaner and sharper if I had waited and stamped my sentiment later. So after coloring all the backgrounds and making sure with that circle panel that I've got it right, I'm going to pop that back into my MISTI, position those music notes again, and stamp them. And somehow in the process of stamping those music notes, I put an inky finger down on that circle panel. So I just thought I would show you guys this in case this ever happens to anyone else. I'm grabbing a sand eraser and I'm going to use it to take off that inky spot. Now I have to go over the spot a good few times with that sand eraser, and it does kind of change the texture of the paper, which is noticeable to me as a card maker, but I've been assured by some of my non-card making friends who've been recipients of cards like this that they don't even really see it. So that's an option. If you don't want to do that, you could also grab a white gel pen and color over it. That's another good way to hide those little errors. One last thing before I assemble this, I need to finish my Copic coloring, and that is going to take me a long time, guys. I love to color, but darn am I slow at it, so I'm not going to ask you to watch. I'm just going to show you this, the finished card. And I'm going to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you were inspired to craft today, and I hope you get time to do it. I'll see you here again soon. Thanks again, guys. Happy crafting.